And we are live, and thank you so much for everybody coming in and checking us out. That's awesome. Where am I here? I'm just getting things started.
Why do 1.5 million crypto enthusiasts trust SHIB for wealth building? Let's dive in. Shiba Inu, or SHIB, is turning heads in the crypto world. With its low entry price and strong community, it's a hot pick for new investors. Plus, SHIB's integration into DeFi platforms like ShibaSwap allows you to stake and provide liquidity for up to 5% returns. But wait, there's more. The secret to successful investing? Education. Visit SHIB5050raffle.com for free resources to master SHIB investment strategies and risk management. Learn how to navigate the crypto market, diversify your portfolio, and make informed decisions. Remember, the SHIB community's support is your backbone, with over 1.5 million wallets strong. Ready to build your wealth? Head to SHIB5050raffle.com now and start your journey to financial freedom.
What's something people don't know about SHIB? It's the only currency constantly reducing its circulating supply. Imagine having less of something valuable. It's worth more, right? That's the magic of SHIB. By constantly reducing its circulating supply, SHIB becomes rarer and more valuable over time. No other currency does this. This unique approach isn't just smart, it's revolutionary. Want to know more? Visit SHIB5050raffle.com for the full scoop. Don't miss out. Get educated on SHIB today.
Stop dreaming of millions. Start making them with the SHIB Worldwide 50/50th Raffle. Hey, crypto enthusiasts. Imagine a world where every SHIB holder has a shot at becoming a millionaire. The SHIB Worldwide 50/50th Raffle is here, and it's buzzing across the crypto community. Here's the deal. Buy a ticket, reduce SHIB's circulating supply, and get a chance to win big. Half the proceeds go to lucky winners, and the other half supports the SHIB ecosystem, so everyone benefits. But remember, with great hype comes great responsibility. Always double-check details from official sources and stay vigilant against scams. So, what are you waiting for? Join the SHIB Worldwide 50/50th Raffle today, and let your SHIB dreams take flight. Subscribe for more crypto insights, and stay tuned for updates. Happy hodling.
All right, so that was that was my AI representation of the SHIB community. Massive shout out to Jason Cox. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. Have a great and wonderful evening. Jason, I hope we can somewhat entertain you for the next duration. As you're probably aware, we didn't sell 21,000 tickets. As most of you probably caught on. We didn't sell the 21,000 tickets, so therefore we will be doing it tomorrow. We'll do the exact same thing. If we sell 21,000 tickets, we will host our first raffle. And I'm back to work, so you have to bear with me on the simulation. We'll see if we can do it on Sunday for the simulation, so we'll just give you a heads up. If we don't sell tickets, we're going to do a simulate raffle. SHIB was up 22, hit 24 yesterday. It's back down from that, so please take that with a grain of salt. And right now we're sitting at 402155453. I'm trying to convince everybody at work, for where I work, to start accumulating SHIB. Most of them did accumulate SHIB when it was on an all-time high. He's like, I don't care if it goes up or down, but I mean that's just that part of it. Babe's channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Wena, thank you. Big shout out to the whole SHIB community, SHIB family. Rowena will probably come in a little later. Prince, if he's there. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah if you're Jewish. But yeah, happy holidays to everybody. And I hope that everybody enjoyed their Merry Christmas. If you want to share your Christmas stories, I'd be more than happy to speak them out in front of everybody. Christmas was good. It was very quiet. I think we had a lazy Christmas. We always have a lazy Christmas. This year we did a lot of cooking on the 24th for, so that we didn't have to cook for 5 days. I think everybody gets the gist of that, right? So I hope that everybody enjoyed their meal. Hope you're still enjoying your meals. I hope you made lots so that you don't have to cook for another five or 6 days. I hope you didn't make that much turkey though, because that's a lot of turkey. And if anyone knows what turkey does to you, it puts you to sleep. So you don't want to eat too much of that. I'm pretty sure it's the gravy though. It's not the turkey, right? Anyway, SHIB didn't do too much. Well, it's not, like Christmas time, SHIB usually goes up during a bull run. But this time around, the volume just sunk right out of it. So it sold off. And it didn't sell off in great numbers. It just sold off because there's just no volume. And that usually happens when a company or organization doesn't have a lot of volume. What happens is it usually gets the liquid side of things. A lot of people think it's bots, but to me, SHIB shouldn't have any bots. And we've talked about this in great length, only because reducing or increasing the supply. Hey, there's Rowena. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to you. And thanks for coming. Really appreciate the community effort to bring us together as a community is an awesome thing. And that's what the raffle is all about, is not just education, but to grow as a community, as a family, so that we can take part in each other's successes, so that we can all, benefit from one another in one extreme to the other. So that's the whole purpose of the SHIB 50/50 raffle, is to bring the whole community together as a group from every length of the world. So no matter where you are in the world, no matter what kind of financial stability you have, as long as you come together and take part in something, we're going to benefit from it. My hat goes off to Jason Cox for always coming in and taking part. That's awesome. Prince is my trustee, and if he comes on, that's awesome. But there's no obligation if we didn't sell any tickets, right? So I only need a trustee when I sell tickets. So Jason, if you're interested in getting paid from the SHIB 50/50 raffle, let me know. Once we start selling tickets, as soon as we get over 100,000 tickets to 200,000 tickets, that's when I'm going to need people to come in. And it pays in SHIB. So if you want to get paid in SHIB, that's great. It also pays in fiat currency. But the fiat currency you're going to get paid in is going to be direct deposit from emails. So your email address is what we'll need. And you'll have to come on live and at least say a couple words that you did look over this, whatever addresses we give you to look over, and the numbers associated with those. And you'll have to fill out a disclaimer because all the information that's given to you has to be garbaged immediately after the raffle draw. So all the information, you cannot keep that information, right? You understand that, right? That everybody has to abide by the rules and conditions of privacy laws in every country. Well, especially this country, because it's, FOIP is a huge thing here. So Freedom of Information Act. So everybody has to understand that, right? So as soon as you're done with the information, that you scrap it, it's gone from your computers. You have to delete it off of your information guidelines, because you can't keep that information. You can't keep names and you can't keep emails. That's against the law. So just so you know, for the raffle draw, only for the raffle draw. So if there's something that someone gave you, like my address and stuff like that, that's different. Everything's on the website for mine. So there's nothing hidden. So that way they were transparent. But just so that you know, once we get the disclaimer filled out and you're ready to go, that you understand that you can't keep that information. And that goes for my trustees too, and for ourselves. We can't keep that information. If somebody wants to buy tickets all the time, they can request, but they have to specify a special request so we keep their information on file. But we personally can't keep that on file for people, just because it goes against the Freedom of Information Act. That's why. But if you want to make sure that it comes up on the system all the time as you're buying tickets, and you want that put in, you have to put a special request in, and you have to do it yourselves, right? I can't provide you information or documentation on it. You have to, we can tell you what a template would look like so that you can do it on a regular basis. And then you just send us in the templates. We can do that for you, but we cannot specify that you want to, let's say you want to buy 10,000 tickets each time you do a raffle, right? Or 5 tickets, and you just want to put your name in so that it always catches on to the next go around. The only way you'd be able to do that is that you set aside so much SHIB, and then you tell us what you want, how much you want to put into each raffle draw. So for instance, you only want to do 5 tickets on every 4 million tickets sold, because at 4 million tickets sold, we're doing a raffle of 1 million pounds, right? Worth of SHIB. So we'll work out to 56 billion SHIB, something like that, so that you're aware of that. So it wouldn't get carried over. Some people would like to have that done. Jason Babes Wena, only because it prevents them from watching it all the time. Makes sense? So let's say you wanted to set it up so it's automatic. As soon as it gets over 4,100,000 tickets sold, there's one winner, or be another winner after that many is sold. That's right. After a certain amount is sold, that's when we host the second raffle for the next winner, and then so on. So for every 4,100,000 tickets sold, there's at least another winner. So every time that we sell over that, there's another winner. So just so that you're aware, a lot of people would probably prefer that they would like buy 5 tickets, 10 tickets, 100 tickets after it gets over the 4,100,000 level, so that they're into the next draw. And then if it went to 12,300,000, they're in it for the next draw, that kind of thing. So everybody understands how that works. So you can do that, but you have to understand that every time we do a raffle, your stuff is eliminated unless you specify that you don't want it to go anywhere. So if you're interested in hosting a job, that's what we offer, is $50 an hour. So depending on how many tickets we sell. So if we sold 1 billion tickets, obviously it's going to take a few days to do the raffle for all the raffle draws. And then the burn is after that, right? So all the tickets have to be awarded. Everybody has to be under agreement that it's a fair and essential part of what we promised before we can burn any SHIB. As long as everybody's in agreement, we're good to go with the burns after everybody's been paid. As long as it says pending on your end, we're good to go. Okay, because the money has already been, the amount of SHIB has already been transferred to your wallet. And it should only take a few minutes to do it once the transfer is complete. Now, when it says pending, it might be on a waiting 4 or 5 days before you can actually touch the money, just so that you're aware of that too. So each exchange is different. Our exchange is different altogether because we're hosting a raffle. So they allow us a lot more leniency than they would probably you. Anyway, the raffle is not going to happen tonight because we didn't sell 21,000 tickets. So we're still trying to get that influx of people coming into the channel to understand what's going on. Majority of what we do afterward is to educate everybody. So as you were aware, we just ran 3 videos that talked about that very same thing of why SHIB is the best currency in the world. It is the only currency, according to statistics, right, that is out there right now for each coin that's available on the market at the last 48 to 72 hours. It is the only currency reducing its circulating supply constantly. It is the only currency that has zero governance that's reducing its circulating supply constantly. So in theory, which hasn't happened yet, but in theory, SHIB should be gaining at least 1 million wallet holders every single day. At least. Once they get educated. Now, they are not educated. And how do we know that? Well, we know that because, and I'll share the links with you right now, because we always share the links, right, Jason? Because we want to make sure everybody's on the same speed, on the same page. We want to make sure transparency is the number one cause of what we're trying to do here. Okay. We're at 1,479,941 wallet holders. If people knew how much SHIB is worth, SHIB would be going ballistic right now. We would gain about 1 million wallet holders every single day. So that would mean how much per second, right? 10,000 every hour? No. 100,000, just under 100,000. So about 75,000 every hour we would be gaining. And it'd be astronomically, right? It would go like clockwork. And the reason for that is because word of mouth. Word of mouth. So when we talk about word of mouth, it would be astronomical. That would increase massive amounts of SHIB would just start to influx. People would start to understand just what it means to reduce SHIB circulating supply and add value every single minute of every single day. SHIB's adding value to its circulating supply, adding value to. Okay, hold on a second here. So yeah, as we add more and more wallet holders, we add value to SHIB. As we reduce SHIB circulating supply, we add value to SHIB. That has not caught on yet. So if it hasn't caught on yet, that means that how early are you? You are extremely early to the rat race. That also means that you are probably going to be one of the first multimillionaires in SHIB, besides the first lot that got multimillionaired in. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that you will be on that cusp of actually seeing SHIB become revolutionary and drive it even higher. So what happened with Bitcoin? Would that happen with SHIB? No. SHIB is better than gold. So, and Bitcoin's comparing itself to gold. But SHIB is better than both of them combined because it's reducing its circulating supply. There is no limit to how much SHIB can be reduced. It's got, like, it can come all the way down to 10 million SHIB, 5 million SHIB left in circulation. Now, what would that mean? Well, that would either mean that the Raffle is continuing on after 5 years or 6 years, and then there's no supply left, which we're not going to do because we want to keep the supply at around 1 billion to between 1 billion and 2 billion SHIB in circulating supply. Only because once it gets to that level, it is going to be astronomically almost impossible to gauge SHIB's response as it enters the globalization of adoption, because it will be under a massive adoption by that time. And I have no idea, none of us have any idea of just what that will mean. But for quantum computing, that could mean hundreds of thousands of SHIB being reduced every second, guys. So what would that mean? That would mean a massive price increase in SHIB as more and more people come in. No, because at that point, quantum computing is taking over. It's leveraging the amount of debt that's in the world against SHIB, so that every time that we gain in debt, SHIB takes off. So it could be 4 to 1, it could be 5 to 1, it could be 100 to 1. That's how powerful SHIB is. So by that time, SHIB is being leveraged against national debts around the world, but it cannot save them all. So keep that in mind. There's just not enough supply. So as we reduce the circulating supply, we also decrease the amount of help that it can do. And it's going to constantly reduce its circulating supply because people are going to get paid to reduce it by other means. Okay, so whether or not they donate, and that donation is not going to last forever either. It might only last for a few couple of years. If the Raffle takes over, then that's a different story. it'll happen 10 times faster with a raffle. Reason why is because we're able to reduce the circulating supply while driving scarcity into the marketplace, increasing more demand, so that more and more people are coming in, because it's a win-win situation. Once they catch on to it, it's a win-win situation. It pays you to play. Everybody comes in. Everybody from all over the world would come in. But right now, with only 20, 30, 40, 50 people a day coming in to watch, to see what's going on with the raffle, it doesn't mean anything. We need hundreds of thousands of people coming in to watch it, because it's based on numbers, guys. It's based on laws of physics, right? So the more people that you have coming in, the more it's valued, right? So that's SHIB. So if it's valued at $10 and it's only being sold at 3 cents or 4 cents, then you understand the concept that it's undervalued. But because SHIB is on its own and has no real governance, it's hard to dictate those things, especially when there's no analyst going to cover it until it gets to $5 or $6. And the only reason why they're going to cover it is because there's such a huge community behind it that they're going to have to cover it, because they understand what's going on. And then it becomes on the Forex, because now it's considered a currency. So once that happens, it depends on which country holds the most SHIB, will dictate what they do with it and what that means for that country of origin. It could be Japan, it could be China, it could be US, it could even be Russia. And I'm probably thinking it's going to be more like Russia, or it's going to be Greece or Turkey. And the reason why I say that is because they're the ones that are more influential than the rest of the markets. They're the ones that catch on quicker. China will do it, but the problem is with China is it doesn't trust cryptocurrencies right now. So their governments are not focused on cryptocurrencies. They're focused on their own cryptocurrencies at that market valuation. So if you look at Koi's a Chinese cryptocurrency backed in Chinese yuan. So that is that. We are on the cusp of 1.48 million wallet holders, and that's awesome. And we'll talk about the burns right now. So we'll go into the burns. I know everybody likes to talk about burns. I like to talk about people coming in, because that means that there is actually utility based on the amount of people that we're helping become multimillionaires. Make sense? So I want to make everybody a multimillionaire in 2025. In order for that to happen, a few things have to happen. One is adoption. So, or it's catching on that the educational part of it is starting to take hold, and people starting to understand that reducing the circulating supply while bringing more and more people in actually increases demand for SHIB. So the more and more people that come into SHIB, that means that we have more and more people leaving SHIB. So, but you have more people coming in than leaving, because everybody that's in here right now has enormous amounts of SHIB. So the other people that are coming in are not going to be able to buy as much SHIB. Makes sense? So you need more and more people than you do sellers, because the sellers have a lot of SHIB, 500 million, 600 million SHIB. Okay. So if you have that much SHIB and there's only one person holding on to that much SHIB, then you got to divide that by 30,000, 50,000, 60,000 new wallet holders, so that number shrinks. So it drives the price up, because now their out is a lot higher than what your out was, because your out was like 3 zeros, close to 3 zeros, right? Because you're in the multi-million-dollar range at 3 zeros, 4, 3 zeros, 2, 0, 3 zeros, 1, because you're already 10 times your money. So you're already at 20 million. So your out is around that price. The guys coming in, though, when they buy it, their out is actually pennies, right? 10, 20x from that level. So then they need that much. They need 10 times that, right? You get the whole gist of it. One person holding on to billions of SHIB has to sell it at a level where it makes sense to more and more people, because you don't want to sell to one person, because if you sell to one person, you got the same problem. That person has to get rid of it too. So the whole idea is that, we got 100,000 more people that want to buy it. Well, then it's going to drive the price up. You get 1 million people trying to buy that. That's going to drive the price up. You understand what I'm saying, right? So yeah, you're not selling it to one person. You're selling it to a multiple level of people at the same price at 10 times what you paid for it. And then they're selling it 10 times what they paid for it. Makes sense? And those that are smart are going to hang on to it, hoping, well, they're smart and risk takers, because they're going to hang on to it for the long run till it gets to $1, $2, $3. So how smart are they? Well, it depends on how fast it catches on. So if you're starting to see wallet holders come in by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, you know darn well that you're going to be able to, no problem, sell your million, 100 million SHIB just like that, just like you can do it now. You have no problem at all selling it, even at 3 zeros, 2 zeros, and even at the 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent dream, right? Where people think that that's it once it hits that level. But the thing is that 98% of them are going to be up way before then. They're going to be way up before then, because they're already millionaires. They don't need to wait for the 1 cent dream that people have. And by the time it hits 1 cent, it could hit 20 cents. And then by the time it gets to 20 cents, it's going to $1, just like that. Because it depends on how many people are coming in, how much is being reduced. And then everybody says, oh, it can't happen. So I'm sharing the link with you for the SHIB burn right now. And it's at within 2 hours ago, we burned 1 million. 3 hours ago, burned another million. 3 hours after that, burned 46,739 SHIB. 8 hours ago, 80,000. 7 hours ago was 100,000. 11 hours ago was 1,000,016. And yesterday, around 24 hours, was 13,103,000 SHIB being burned. And around 26 hours, 27 hours, 4,689,000 SHIB were reduced in circulating supply, because we want to cover the whole 24 to 48 hours, because we didn't host a raffle draw yesterday. So there you have it. You got your SHIB burn. And this, like I said before, every time someone reduces SHIB circulating supply, they're paying you to stay in SHIB. Just think about it that way. They're paying you to stay in it. They're adding value to your supply. So whatever you have, you're getting value for your dollar. So someone is paying you to stay in SHIB. And that's the truth of it, right? They're giving you the money. But instead of giving it to Jason, instead of giving it to Babes, still giving it to Wena directly, you're getting it in the form of an indirect payment, because it's helping the whole SHIB community, not just that community. It's helping the whole SHIB community. And that's what we're trying to do for the whole community, is build awareness for this product so that everybody can benefit from it. Not just one person, 2 per people, 5 people. The whole world can benefit from it. And thank God we have that opportunity. Like, it is amazing that we have this opportunity, because at any moment it could explode in our faces, and it's going to be worth $10, $15. And then those that didn't get in wouldn't even have a chance of getting in, because they'll be looking at it going, well, it's going to go back to that 5 zeros again, right? It's going to go back to those 4 zeros again, because everything that goes up that fast is going to come down that fast. Unfortunately, no, that is not Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. It can, yes, absolutely, it can. It can also go back to 5 zeros right now if everybody sold off. You got to understand what you're selling and the price you're selling it for, and how much has been reduced since the reduction started. Okay, so the 410 trillion, people understand that added value to SHIB. Even Vladimir Beard missed it. Even the Google AI misses it. And I explained it to them, but I'm thinking more that the Google AI is just a person on the back end of it answering questions, because a learning computer doesn't ask too many questions. It tells you and doesn't repeat it. They just give you a different answer every single time. Well, in this case, they didn't do that with me. They just kept saying the same thing. And even when they agreed that this is not right, it kept saying the exact same thing. It says, right? So you know darn well there's something not right there. So it's probably somebody on the other end saying, no, that's not the way things are. Because it couldn't even give me a straight answer on the goodwill, even though it kept going back to the property assessment, which was wrong, because it is wrong. Because property is looked at as a couple things. Money lost is money lost. Whether or not you bought it for, you paid this much for your property, and then you sold it for this much, and then that's your goodwill. That's your write-off and your goodwill. The same thing goes for stocks and bonds and anything. It's property. You're buying something and it lost value. That you can write off as goodwill. Now, it says it has to be a property, but that is property. If you buy a part of a company and you own stock in that company, you are part ownership of that company. Well, it just could not configure the difference between property loss and valuation loss. And it's the exact same thing. So, like, it lost me. Because when you look at Nortel, when they were doing their losses, evaluations, they'd buy property and sell it. But they were buying other organizations with their company on paper and then writing it off on goodwill. But that's on stocks. Well, yeah, because everything you buy out on a company, even if it is company, you're buying their stock out from them. And it takes a loss, that's a goodwill write-off. But try and explain that to an AI bot. Right? It just becomes ridiculous. Because all it does is keep repeating the exact same thing. You can't write that off as goodwill. Okay. Well, I don't know how you want to call it then, because what do you call R&D? Well, R&D is a write-off because it's a corporate write-off of something that's supposed to make you money eventually. Well, R&D is research and development. So if you want to do research and development costs, it's all loss. Okay. Can you write that off as goodwill? You're not supposed to. But because you're investing in an organization outside your organization strictly for the purpose of trying to make even more money, and you take a loss on that, that's goodwill. But try and explain that to an AI bot. Same problem. They don't understand it. They go, no, it has to be property. Well, it is property. Research and development is always a write-off on a corporation, but it's different than marketing, because marketing and advertising is in a separate category. Same thing with R&D, research and development, but you can write it off as goodwill as long as it's what? A loss. But it has to be a loss of property, according to the AI bot. But it's R&D is always a separate entity. It's always a separate focal point, because that research and development could be buying corporations, other corporations, buying into other people's what's the word I'm looking for? For instance, R&D is supposed to be for development. Okay, so I want to build a bandwidth that's got an X amount of bandwidth, and I want to increase that bandwidth, but I can't. So, and I try. But the more I try, the worse it gets, because all of a sudden that bandwidth that I'm trying to do is utilizing my other bandwidth that I'm trying to prevent. So I'm getting a lot of noise, a lot of static on it. So then all that information is lost. All that money that I forked into it for my research and development crew, that's separately from my business, because it has to be separate, because it's complete loss until it starts generating money. But R&D never generates any money. It's always out. Only time that R&D becomes part of the corporation is when it gets transferred into a viable business as a selling feature for advertising. So it's always a separate entity, and it's always a loss. So I get to write that off against my profits. Absolutely. That can be considered goodwill. But according to the AI bot, no, it can't. Okay, just from Google's point of view. Every other AI that I've talked to, they agree with me. On SHIB, I had to educate two of them. Two AI organizations. I had to, because they came up and said Bitcoin right away. Bitcoin's the only one reducing. Bitcoin never reduces. Bitcoin never reduces its circulating supply. They're saying the halving. Well, the halving isn't about reducing at all. It's about minting. It's making more, not reducing. So I don't know where this halving from an AI bot even started with Bitcoin. SHIB is the only one that's constantly reducing its circulating supply. And every organization I've talked to agrees, but you had to train it first to understand that, because as soon as you start putting out pointers like SHIB burns, what's SHIB burns all about? What did Vlad Buterin do? Who was Vlad Buterin? Why did he do it? And the bot that I was talking to from Google had a real problem with the fact that he used it as a tax write-off. He goes, no, he didn't. He donated it. Well, what's a donation? It's a tax write-off. He didn't have to pay taxes after he reduced SHIB's 410 trillion. He didn't have to pay anything back. Well, it's because he was a humanitarian. He gave 40 trillion to the India fund. 40 trillion or 50 trillion? 50 trillion, and then 40 trillion, and kept 10 trillion for another organization, which he gave the money to, and then but the whole thing was donated. Oh, but he didn't use it for a tax write-off, even though he didn't have to pay taxes. So the $6.8 billion that he owed in back taxes, he didn't have to pay a dime of it back because he reduced SHIB circulating supply by 410 trillion and gave 500 or 50 trillion to or 40 trillion to India, and then 50 trillion to a nonprofit organization, and then 10 trillion he gave to someone else. Or is it the other way around? Maybe it was 10 trillion they gave to other organizations, and 50 trillion he gave to what was it? Computing industries. It was an AI platform. Anyway, he did that as a tax write-off, so he wouldn't have to pay taxes. And how many of them caught on to it? Well, Binance is starting to catch on to it because they burned over 3 billion SHIB in the last little while, and they get to write that off. And they can write that off against the U.S. government, and they can write that off against the U.K. government, so they don't have to pay taxes. You see where it's coming into a double dip? Because they can manipulate it, because if depending on how much money they owe each of them, they can write that off. That's what I'm trying to say to everybody. I was like, these organizations, these ones that have massive amounts of SHIB, are going to do it. And they're going to do it with everyone else's money. They're not going to do it with their money. They're going to do it with everyone else's money. And how they're going to do that is by charging less fees, and then taking those fees that they're getting from you, because they don't have to pay Black Buterin anymore. They don't have to pay Ethereum. They have it on their own exchanges, so then they can start reducing SHIB circulating supply off of what you buy and sell. So that now all the fees that they're charging is their fees. They're making money on those fees. And then they're using a small percentage of it to reduce SHIB circulating supply. And then any taxes that they got to pay, they're using that as their credit for reducing SHIB circulating supply. But they didn't pay for it. But it's free money for them. So now they're getting a tax break based on that, so they can reduce even more SHIB. No. The tax break goes back in their pockets. They're still using you guys, us, the guys that are buying SHIB, to the fees are going to be used against whatever it is we paid in that year, that month, that within that cycle, every quarter or whatever they have it set up. That's when they're going to burn SHIB. It's going to look good on the community. It's going to look good for everybody that's in SHIB, and it's going to look good on them for the tax purposes of reducing the circulating supply. So it's a win-win scenario for them. Every organization on the planet is going to take advantage of this. It's just a matter of time before they do. Now, I don't know when that's going to be. None of us do. But you can tell by the way we're gaining in wallet holders, it won't be quickly. Because if it were, we would see massive draw in of SHIB wallet holders. We would see a massive influx of people coming into SHIB in massive amounts. So we don't see that yet. So another thing is that, I got 4 people watching right now on my channel. So how many people are taking part in the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle? Communication, education part of it. How many of them are taking part of it? And that's exactly it. So what are the drawbacks? If no one's watching, how will they ever buy a ticket? Because it's all based on percentages. If I have 100,000 viewers, I'll probably sell 10% to the 100,000. So 10,000 people will be looking at buying a raffle ticket. If there's 1 million people looking at SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle, educational purposes, and they start to see that, oh, we're selling tickets, but no one's buying any. So then they're on the fence of they're going to buy tickets. But as soon as that ticket rolls in there and all those tickets start to sell, that's when you start seeing a difference in what's going on. And that's when you start to see SHIB take off. And you're starting to see more and more people come into SHIB because everybody wants to be part of making money. So the only way you make money is if you buy a ticket. If you buy a ticket, you have to be in the SHIB. If you want to be in SHIB, you have to buy SHIB. And then it's recommended. It doesn't mean that you have to, but it's recommended that you have more than one wallet because you want to hold so much for the raffle and then so much for your personal gain. Because as we reduce the circulating supply of SHIB, you're adding value to SHIB. So got to keep that in mind. And does the SHIB raffle have to start before we start watching everybody succeed in SHIB? No, absolutely not. Because as they catch on, as the exchanges catch on, they will increase the demand for SHIB because they're going to be buying it all. It's in their best interest to buy it. It's in their best interest to start trading it within their means. So if they have 20 trillion SHIB, they're holding back 12 to 13 trillion and using the 13 trillion to keep afloat of what's going on back and forth, in and out, through each of the countries that they represent. Now you can see the benefit of it, and everybody can see that benefit grow. And that's the whole thing. So everybody will have an opportunity to make extraordinary sums of money. Doesn't mean that you have to buy the raffle tickets, and that's the truth of it. All the raffle is supposed to do is educate everybody and bring them in. Once the raffle takes over, though, it's a matter of days, months, not years, days and months before you start seeing a massive price influx. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. And I know for a fact once it starts to happen, then you have a fear of missing out. And this drives even more people to SHIB because they see the reductions, they see the amount of new wallet holders, they see the amount of value it's adding to SHIB's price every single day. That is when you know you're making a huge difference in SHIB. That's the truth of it right there. Okay, so the more people coming in and buying up SHIB, the faster we grow. The more we reduce SHIB circulating supply, the faster we grow. So if we're doing both at the same time through the raffle, it does it 10 times faster. But that also means you don't have an opportunity to wait and sit on your hands saying, well, tomorrow it probably go down 20, 30, 40%. Can you honestly take that chance? Right? That's what it comes down to. You go with the risk tolerance. No. This isn't risk tolerance. This is if we sell X, we do Y. Okay? And then Y, depending on how many you sell, like I said to you, Jason, if we sold, 10 billion tickets, which is highly unlikely, but if we sold 10 billion tickets, that is a massive burn. Half the supply is gone. Like half of what is available is gone. The other half is sold. So all those people who won are now sitting on half the supply and the other half is gone. Right? So then what are we left with? We're left with 200 trillion SHIBs left. And half of them, people can't even use it. They can't trade it for 7 days and they can't sell it for 7 days. So what happens? Well, we're left with 200 trillion. So those people have to buy tickets. The ones that are left have to buy tickets in order to take part in the next raffle. So if we sold 1 billion tickets after that, that means that even less is available, and those exchanges are all sitting on trillions of SHIB. So now there's no supply. Everybody's waiting for the next 6 days for the first people to sell their tickets. Because if they don't sell them, that means they're all holding it, and that means it's going to drive the price astronomically through the roof. Okay, so all of a sudden there's no supply and everybody's selling. The only problem is there's no sellers because they're all on exchanges, and all the exchanges are holding it. And the guys that are on it start seeing that it's only 200 trillion left. It starts to set a panic in. So then they don't want to sell it, because if they sell, they're selling it right back to the exchanges. The exchanges are buying it from them for pennies on the glass, and they don't want to sell to the exchanges because the exchanges are just going to hose them, especially when they know there's no price left. Thanks, Prince, for coming. Woohoo! Big shout out to you. Merry Christmas. Well, I hope you had a great and wonderful Christmas. Same thing with Jason. I know that you're having a hard time talking, but that's okay. And we did a massive shout out to everybody. I hope that you watched earlier. We did host 3 videos on shorts that I did for the whole SHIB community, to bring them all up to speed on what's going on. And the reason why we do this is to inform everybody about SHIB. That being said, I want everybody to get excited, but I don't want you to get too excited that you're going to spend everything you have in buying SHIB. Because like I said to everybody before, I don't know when it's going to happen. It's inevitable that it's going to happen because everybody's going to want to take part in it. It's just a matter of time before they start catching on to what's going on. And that's one thing I want for everybody, is to understand why it is that we do what we do, is to bring people together so we can gain in wealth. I prefer not to have the banks take over, but it's inevitable. That's what's going to happen anyway. The exchanges might take part in it, but at the rate they're going, they're really slow. They haven't caught on. And I don't know if they will right away. By the looks of our numbers on the educational part of it, we're a long ways from a breakout, just so that you're aware. But that can change in a heartbeat. I mean, tomorrow I could wake up and there's 5 million hits on the channel, and we've sold 20,000, 40,000 new tickets, and then it just clicks after that. So we have no idea when that's going to happen, but eventually it will happen. Not for the raffle, but for the educational part of it, that will eventually take fold, and everybody will get educated in SHIB, and they'll understand that every single currency that's out there right now, and there's thousands, literally thousands of them. I think the last count was over 38,000 or 3,800 new coins. Each of those coins, if they want to solidify themselves, is going to want to own SHIB. And that's the truth of it. And they're going to have to own a lot of it, like in the billions, right? Not 1, 2 billion. No. 100 billion SHIB, right? If you want to solidify yourself in SHIB, you'll have to own a lot of SHIB, because you'll have to offset your losses through something that has value. And SHIB is the only thing that's gaining in value every single day. I can't explain it enough to you. Every single day, SHIB is adding value. You don't believe me? No problem. Just watch the SHIB burn. Just go on and look at Ethereum, Etherscan. Look at the new wallets that are coming in. And then look at the exchanges that are buying up SHIB. It's 100 top 100 wallet holders. The top 20 to top 30 are actually holding on to more than 50% of the total supply. You do the math on these and go, well, those exchanges hold it for the people, but it's not all just for the people. BlackRock isn't for the people. BlackRock is for BlackRock. Robinhood is also owned by BlackRock. So when you see money coming in, money going out all the time, that's an exchange, and that's what they're doing. That's what money is. But when you see it sitting there for days on end and it hasn't changed a thing, you know damn well that that is on an exchange that's not moving the currency. All it is accumulating. And it might move it from this wallet to this wallet on the way down. But it's the exact same amount, roughly the exact same amount, minus or plus a couple 100 million SHIB. But it's trillions being moved, or billions, hundreds of billions. And it's the exact same, roughly same amount within, like I said, that 20 million to 10 million SHIB being transferred back and forth. That just tells you it's moving from this wallet to another wallet on the same exchange, because they're both anonymous. So that's how you know what's being moved around. The more you know, the better off you'll be. That's our motto. So we want to make sure everybody gets successful in it. So I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for taking part in tonight's back talk. And I hope you enjoyed the videos. If you did, let me know if you think they're okay. I know that there's a couple little things in there. It says the ecosystem. Please take that with a grain of salt. The ecosystem is not part of SHIB, so we don't promote that in any way, shape, or form. It's just that it was an AI generated video. I asked it a couple questions. It gave me those direct answers, and it came up with a video. I thought the video was pretty good. It did talk about the ecosystem a little bit on 2 videos, so please take that with a grain of salt. It doesn't mean that SHIB has anything to do with the ecosystem development team. Okay, SHIB has a website, yes, and it's represented by the ecosystem development team. Absolutely. Okay, they also do the staking in SHIB. So they do take a big part in what goes on in SHIB as far as the staking is concerned. Voting rights for SHIB, they consider it voting rights for SHIB, but it's on Bone. Okay, Bone is also the gas fee for Shibarium, and it wasn't SHIB. Okay, so that's how come we've separated ourselves from the ecosystem development team, is because the ecosystem development team continually mislead people. Everybody in SHIB, they misled them. They told them one thing and then changed their minds and do something else. That's why we distance ourselves from the ecosystem development team. Even though they burned 56 billion SHIB last year, we still focus away from them because they were supposed to burn a lot more SHIB than what they said they were going to do. Makes sense? They were supposed to burn, they were supposed to burn almost 40 trillion SHIB a year. Okay? They didn't burn anywhere near that. With Shibarium, with the metaverse, with everything that was supposed to go on, that's how much they're supposed to burn. Roughly a year. Well, they're missing the mark completely. They're not even close because everything revolves around their currencies. Bone, Leash, Shiboshi, Satoshis, Shiba Swap 2.0, Shiba Swap, Treat, which is another form of Treat, by the way, was them giving back. Every time we reduce SHIB circulating supply, whoever reduced it would get a treat for reducing SHIB circulating supply. Now, the treat is going to be under Bone. And then she is supposed to help reduce the circulating supply of SHIB. Again, a hoax, because she is a stable coin at 1 cent. That is what she is supposed to represent from the ecosystem development team. Okay, and they're going to call it SHIB. But the problem is with that is it's a hijacking of the name so that it gains popularity between the SHIB community and the SHIB army. And then everything else, according to them, is a hoax. Okay, like I would probably be looked at as a hoax from the SHIB ecosystem development team, saying that, oh no, we're not hosting any raffle. And that would be the truth of it. They aren't hosting a raffle because it has nothing to do with Bone, Leash, Shiboshi, Satoshis, Treat. It's just for the ecosystem. It's only for SHIB community. It's strictly for SHIB army. It is strictly for all the people that are watching it on SHIBurn. All those interested in SHIB, period. That's what we're about. We're about selling ourselves in SHIB. That's it. And we don't care about anything else because everything else has to come to us. You want to solidify yourself? You got to be part of the SHIB. That's the truth of it. And that's the bottom line. And that's why that's what we're gaining people. If you're out there, Gabriel, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Leah. Big shout out to all my friends and family that come on and check us out. Remember that if you want to get part of the employment scale, you need to be here all the time. And you have to be willing to come out and be invited to speak on behalf of the SHIB, this SHIB family. Only because I need people who are going to be active. I need people who are not going to be afraid to talk about being a part of the community of reducing the circulating supply. Because I need everybody to come on and say hi. Yes, it's legit. This is the people that I looked at. This is the wallet holdings. It was all verified. Everything's good to go. Blah 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 blah. And here's my winner. If there's a winner on yours on your numbers, then you would say yes, this is a legit. It was actually pulled from the raffle. Okay. The generator, random generator, is a third party, not us. We don't do it. It's through a third party. So there shouldn't be any problems with it. Everything should be copacetic. Everything should be like right now. So it would be surreal for someone to win. And then it could be in any country in the world. Even if he's only one person that bought it, and he only bought 5 tickets, and one of those tickets was a winner, and he's the only guy in the world from his country, and he bought it and he wins. That's just the way it is. Only one winner. If we sold under 4,100,000 tickets, there's only one winner. If we sold that many. Yeah, big shout out to Prince. Big shout out to Jason. Thanks for coming. Babe's channel. Rowena, thank you so much for coming, guys. Really appreciate you. We have to say goodnight at this point in our junction. Not because it's an hour is up or whatever. It's just that if this was a hosting a raffle, this would be a lot different. This turns into an educational platform, so we keep it simple, and we just play the videos and see how they go. And then if everybody agrees to it, and if DJ, you're out there, thank you so much for coming in. Gabriel, so much for coming in. All my friends and family who come in later, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you make a comment, subscribe, and like the channel. And remember that all of the process made from this channel and YouTube go toward the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. So everybody wins. It's a win-win scenario for every single person that comes in. So it's awesome that we have this opportunity to buy more SHIB. No, to get the word out. We don't want you to buy more SHIB if you already have a lot. So, and we only want people to buy what they can afford to lose. So, because it's not financial advice, it's just good, solid, fundamental advice on use it treat it like a lottery ticket. That a lottery ticket, when you buy it, you lose it right away if you don't win. In this case, you're holding it for winning, and it should win within a set time frame. If we start selling raffle tickets, it will happen 100 times faster. That I guarantee you. Once this starts to unfold as people pitch in. If we start getting 10,000 new wallet holders every minute, we will see a price increase in SHIB, 100%. But how much? That's a good question, depending on if we have 10,000 new wallet holders and only 2,000 or 1,000 of those wall holders leave. Okay, because as we gain in more, people are still not educated. They will actually catch out their winnings, their profit same thing, right? So I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming. We're gonna rock you out right now, and thank you so much taking part, and happy holidays, and God bless each and every you. Make sure that if you're drinking, drink responsibly. If you're at home, knock yourself out. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big round of applause for all the people who burned SHIB. For everyone adding value to SHIB by coming in and telling everybody about it. You're the best. You're awesome. Stay that way. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. So that's what we want to spread. The love of everybody. And make sure that everybody's doing good, healthy, wealthy, and everything in between. Hopefully we're adding on to that wealth every single day that we reducing SHIB supply and bringing more people in. We should be gaining in wealth. And don't watch the bottom line. It really is irrelevant. It's just it's part of the holiday season right now. That's just the way it is. But we're gaining in wall holders, so that's a positive sign. Peace!